my name's Faye and I volunteer in sort of 2 different charities, doing 3 different roles. One of the first ones is I work for a drugs agency in Keighley, and I'm on their board of trustees. The board side is quite difficult to get onto. You have to do an application process, then the board who are currently there have to sort of decide whether you have the skills. And, you know, I may well have the skills, but there might be somebody else who has similar skills to me. So sometimes you are turned away for board stuff. But yeah, it's certainly interesting. I've certainly learned a lot sort of professionally from that I wouldn't have had really the opportunity to at work. Well, personally, that's not why I do it. It's just sort of a personal level, professional level at my sort of level now as project manager. But yeah, people do sort of step up from that because you're sort of introduced to a wide range of people, which then sort of links to networks and partnership work. And as I say, we've done some collaborative stuff with the board that we've worked with. So it's about sort of having your fingers in all the pies, I suppose, and you meet, you know, on our board you've got somebody from the NHS, somebody from a charity, somebody from a solicitor's, so we've got a really good mix of people. And I think a current person who wants to be on as a local MP. So that's good for not only the company but also for us as individuals. Particularly, for me it's an odd one because I do it in Keighley, but if I was being really professional and really strategic about it, I would do it in York. So then people, other agencies in York would see me around, they'd know your face, and sort of in these times of austerity really we all have to work together, and it can be difficult because of like funding cuts and things like that. It's good to have some allies on the other side, I suppose, who then you may find yourself working with, or if they're just somebody to call on really and ask advice. And that's really how the boards work. It is quite a relaxed atmosphere. Obviously you've got to cover all the confidentiality, and often you talk about, you know, really difficult HR issues where somebody might be disciplined or, you know, sacked, for example, and that can be quite difficult, but also it does give you great experience into that. I think the 2 I get most joy out of, I think, is with Bramley Elderly Action. I really look forward to the Thursday nights. Sometimes, because it's in Leeds and I work in York and it starts at 6, that can be a bit of a hassle really. So sometimes getting to it I'm a bit stressed out and I'm like, oh. But always after that 2-hour session I feel really positive, I feel quite happy, I feel quite proud of myself, but also I feel that I've enjoyed myself, and I also think that the other people who have attended have. And for some of the older people who go, that bit of interaction is all they get, you know, for that day. And then for the volunteering in the shop, I think, again, there's so many sort of local people who come in who are members of Family Elderly Action. So again, it's just that friendly face. Do you want a cup of tea? Having a chat about, you know, often we talk about their children or, you know, things like that. And it's really just chit chat. But, you know, it makes a big difference to them, but also makes a big difference to me. I come away feeling quite, as I say, I probably overused the word, but I feel quite happy about it and fulfilled. And, you know, what's 3 hours out of my Saturday morning? And yeah, the benefits are great. I very rarely dread going in. I think, oh God, I can't be bothered today. You know, even with a hangover, I'll go in. Do you know what I mean? Because it's enjoyable and it's good fun.
You like to share it's all about people.
Yeah, I think I've got so many. I think from as I say, the reminiscence group that I do, and I think just some of the people just proper laughing and proper smiling on some of the things, and for some of them they often can't understand me. I've got a bit of a Geordie accent and I talk quite fast, so often, you know, they'll be like, what did he say? And then I'll be trying to be funny or tell a joke and they're like, you what? Or they're getting the hearing aids out, and I really like that when they finally get the joke and they have a laugh. Do you know what I mean? And it's, I don't know, that to me makes me smile. It makes me feel good, really. Well, there are volunteers like the York CVS, for example. So there are agencies who can help find you and match you to a company. But, you know, if you're interested, say, in, you know, working with homeless people or people with substance misuse problems or, you know, mental health or people with learning disabilities, approach those organisations. And I think volunteers need to make it clear from the start what they want to get out of it. Because if the company doesn't know what you want, you will end up doing the photocopying, making the tea. So it's about being clear from the start. And any organisation who takes volunteers on should also be aware of that. And some of them aren't. So just as a volunteer, just push that. And just be clear about what is it you want to achieve. Is it just because you want to do some volunteering to feel happier, more fulfilled, or is it because you're looking for a job in the future, or is it for career development? So really think about what it is you want to do, and then let the company know that that's your case, really. And then they know from the offset, and they can help you with any development that you want to do.